The Phoenix Lords are the Aeldari versions of the Primarchs. Each is an incredible fighter with their own specialist skills, and they have all fought on the side of the Aeldari since their fall, never wavering. That is, except for one, who turned his back on his own people. So what happened to that original Phoenix Lord? Who replaced him? And if the original is still around, where did he find shelter and a place to continue his skills? Let's begin. The current Phoenix Lord of the Striking Scorpions is called Karandras, who is the most mysterious of the Phoenix Lords. No one knows where his shrine originally lay. Perhaps it was one of the small craft worlds on which it was placed, but was later destroyed. Or perhaps it does not even exist in the material dimension at all. The Phoenix Lord speaks rarely. None set their eyes upon Karandras and live to tell of it, ensuring the secrets that surround him persist. Now the name of the original Phoenix Lord, before Karandras, is Ara, and this is adapted from a conversation between a Harlequin and an Incubus. Incubus are those who are trustworthy bodyguards amongst the dark Aeldari. Ara was known as the Father of Scorpions, and his disagreements with the other Phoenix Lords were said to be deep and vitriolic. The Phoenix Lords preached discipline and caution, a slow rebuilding around the preserved kernel of the Eldar of the craft worlds. They foresaw that the heightened passions of war could destroy what was left of the Eldar in the centuries that followed. Motley knew that aspect warriors learned to adopt a persona, a war aspect, that could insulate their souls from the carnage and prevent them from developing a taste for it. As with many other things, the Craftworld Eldar saw the allure of bloodletting and senseless violence as a gateway for chaos to enter their hearts and complete their ruination. After the great cataclysm of the fall, the Eldar peoples were left scattered and leaderless. Debauchery and hedonism had eroded any form of discipline they had, and left little knowledge of how to defend themselves. The Eldar survivors were preyed upon by these slave races and driven from one place to another as they wavered on the verge of extinction. Finally, a group of heroes arose who could stand against the enemies of the people. These were the Phoenix Lords. The craft worlders speak of them. Some called them heroes, that because they believed them to be reborn of the essence of their dead gods. Azamon was the first, but others quickly followed, including Ara himself. The heroes fought on behalf of the people, and they taught themselves to fight to protect themselves. Each hero gained a following of devotees committed to their particular style of combat. Ara taught his followers how to direct their fury with discipline, how to harness the power of their rage and strike out with it. Soon none could stand before them. The other heroes quarrelled with Ara's methods. They wished the people to learn to lay down and take up the role of warrior at need, as if donning a mantle. They wished to abandon the peoples of Kamara and fight only for the craft worlds. Ara saw that the long fight against chaos would require true devotion from all of the peoples, not weak compromise for the benefit of a few. He refused to accept the heroes' ideals and went his own way. Followers flocked to Ara's shrines, and he tested them for their worth. The weak and corrupt he slew. He taught discipline and martial skill only to those possessed of sufficient fury to stand against him. Where chaos threatened, Ara always stood against it. It is told that in his final battle, Ara stood alone and without respite, through days and nights when the other heroes failed to come to his aid. At last Ara was pierced through the heart by the dark light of chaos. What returned to the shrine showed Ara's face, yet burned with an unholy fire that drove Ara's students into terror and madness. When all seemed lost, the students heard their master's voice from amid the flames. It bid them to marshal their fury and stand against him. That now was the ultimate test of their discipline. Such was their devotion that they obeyed despite their terror. They slew Ara's mortal, corrupted form and partook of his untouched spirit, taking it into themselves so that the way of Ara should endure forevermore. More fell into silence, and Motley wondered where the truth lay between the legends told on the craft worlds and those of the Shrine of Ara. Both seemed to agree he had fought against chaos and fallen to it, but the stories diverged in regards to the outcome thereafter. Where Karandras comes into this is that he was the first Phoenix Lord of the Striking Scorpion's greatest pupil and was able to take his place after a duel against him that lasted 17 days. He taught to temper a murderous nature, using the patience of the hunter, and after taking over the role of Phoenix Lord, founded aspect shrines on many craft worlds. So what happened to Ara? Rumours hint, but don't confirm, that he fled to the darkest corners of Aeldari's civilization to begin his murderous teachings anew. That of course must mean the Dark Aeldari in Camorra. Rumours claim he fought for them under the name Drazar. See what you think. Even amongst the insular ranks of the Incubi, the enigmatic Drazar remains a mystery. All that is known of his origins is that he entered the great shrine of the Incubi unannounced and unbidden, clad in the segmented armour of a senior member of the Incubus Creed. He cut his way into the inner sanctum, leaving those who tried to stop him dead, and saluted the shrine's enthroned hierarch in challenge. Incensed at this upstart newcomer's contempt for proper protocol, the hierarch rose from his throne, entered the candlelit dueling circle, and took up the battle stance. The hierarch's self-assured superiority soon evaporated when his challenger blurred into action, moving so quickly that it was hard to follow him in the flickering tallow light. The duel was over within minutes, and the newcomer stepped over the hierarch's dismembered body. Now, by rights, the challenger was entitled to take the throne then and there, but Drazar merely cleaned his blades and sketched a simple bow. None of the Incubi shrines across Camorra had ever heard of Drazar or recognised his unique and ancient battle gear. Some say he is Ara, the fabled Dark Father of the Incubi incarnate. No matter how skilled the challenger, Drazar always emerged victorious from his duels. It's said of him he's taller and more lithe than even other Incubi. Drazar has a deadly mantis-like speed, and he strikes with his grimly filigreed demiclaves at any that so much as raise a weapon in his direction. He has an uncanny ability to move like lightning, darting through even the most chaotic melee to cut his chosen foe down before their blades can fall or their trigger finger twitch. Those chosen as Drazar's prey have few options other than to commend themselves to the gods they hold dear, for once they are marked by the Master of Blades, they have only seconds to live. Do you think it could be the fallen Phoenix Lord? Comment down below, and if you like this video on the Aeldari, then you should try this one.